And okay, let's move around. Microphone, or I think microphone is fine. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Sorry for the really late start. I did a Windows update and it corrupted my computer. Yay! So fun when that happens. I totally love when my computer gets corrupted and I have to create a Windows installation media and repair using command prompt. It's so cool. But we're back. I did want to get today's stream started early, but I don't think that's well, that ship has sailed, so that's too bad.
But oh well. All right. Anyways, guys, today we're probably gonna be working mainly on bug fixes. I spent some time yesterday. We did like a big multiplayer recording session for trailer stuff, so we found a lot of bugs. You know, which is good, because then we can fix them. So I want to spend some time today doing that. Yeah, let me load in a Miro. Yeah, there's just a whole bunch that we can fix, so we're gonna figure out whether some of them are just server side or single player, you know, or what. We'll see. But yeah. And then we're still gonna be working on the new dungeon. I do want to add some special rooms and work on the boss a little bit more. I did get the dashing attack working pretty well. Yo, thank you for the spin ace. And now he also does like a melee attack when he's close, but I would like to do a couple more. I know, I think we wanted to do like fire and stuff. I think giving him some kind of effect would be nice. I don't want to make him way too difficult, but just another kind of attack would be nice. So yeah, we're gonna load everything up in here. Gonna be lurking until the footage is done uploading? Yeah, no worries, that's all good. Alright, here's the streaming. There we go. So, one thing that I noticed, which I think will be a really easy fix, is I saw that the building particles were like all at the spawn platform. We're gonna figure out if that's like what that even is, right? I don't know which one is the save. I'm just gonna continue this save and resave. Because we just got 7,000 errors? What? Why? I can't find is running on Steam Deck for some reason. I don't know why. I wonder if that's part of what's crashing the game. I don't know. Anyways, let me resave this as a Real Game 2. Alright, let's see here. So yeah, the building particles, let's take a look at that, because I think that might just be a single player thing too. It is, so I don't know why that is. We're gonna figure it out though. Yeah, it's quite odd. If I look inside of the buildable class, because I'm pretty sure that's where it's doing it. Unless it's not. Landed. I don't know where it's doing it. Because somewhere in here it should be spawning in the dust, right? I don't think it's in there though. It might be then inside of the multiplayer script that actually creates the object. Somewhere in here. This is build object. Get all that stuff. I mean, this really shouldn't be server based. This should be inside of the... So, hey Mars, what's up? How's it going? What are you up to today? This should be inside of the building preview script, I'm pretty sure. Build preview. Playing some COD? Nice. Which one? And it should be down in here, like where we actually build it. I don't know, I'm not seeing it though. I don't know where this actually is. But I know it's just this dust particles scene, so let's search for where that is. Six, nice. Pretty epic. Yeah, I do instantiate them here. Build landed, yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is what it should be doing. But for free, that's breaking it. And then player is just loading this is for walking. So buildable. We're saying object is that. We're setting the Z index. We really shouldn't say get parent anymore. We can say global.world. Yeah, and then we set all this stuff. So we set global position to be our position. Landed is true. We grab all the random sounds. Dust particles. Okay, it's probably because I'm setting position after I set add child. So let's undo that and see if that fixes the issue. It's really weird. The breaking particles are working, as you can see. But I'm not seeing the placing, the landing particles still. We are at 0, 0 when we're here, right? Yeah. I don't know, something's weird. Like if I place down some conveyors, does it do the dust? Okay, it does there. So that's as intended. Well, maybe it is fine now. I just don't know why I couldn't see with the furnace. It might just be that the furnace is kind of completely obscuring it. I mean, which would kind of make sense. So honestly, what I should do is then add like the ability to change the scale of this. Because we can do in emission shape, we can change to the rectangle extents. So I'll just save our building size. By default is vector 2, 1, 1. So now I'm just gonna say on ready. Emission rect extents is vector 2. So we're gonna have this be building size times 16 minus vector 2, 8, 8. And that shouldn't be casting to a vec 2 then. So that should be good. Then what I can do is set the building size up in here so that when a bigger building is being placed down, the area is bigger. I should probably also increase the number of particles depending on, you know, how big the building is. Because if we do a really big building, it's gonna have like 4 particles. That'll be, yeah, better that way. So let's say, building size, I would just say dot length. So if we're at length 1, then we want that to be 32. So if we're double that, then it'll be, yeah. I do have to be careful with length, because I think that's like exponential. Because if I do 2 minus 2 or whatever, I don't know, we'll see. Then let's just say amount is equal to that. And let's only do emitting after we've done all that. Let's see what that's like. So we're going to say building size. So obj.building size is equal to... this is where we get building data dot size. I think that's where we want it. Let's go make sure. Let's go to the buildings table. I can't remember if it's like object size. Yeah, it is. Okay. So let's try that out. We're gonna have to restart the game. Okay, let's continue that. All right, so let's grab any building in here. Furnace. Let's see what it looks like now. Yeah, so that did increase the size, but I'm pretty sure that's like way too big. Because building size of the furnace is 2. And so it's going to increase the... So it should be 2 times 16, which is 32, minus 8. So it should be 24. Let's make sure that's actually what it did. Because that was way too big. Yeah, it did do 24, but that seems really huge. So I'm not sure why that is. I don't know why there's just a million things being printed out down there. Like, where's this spawning from? Oh, it's from the bees breaking resources, yeah. Okay, that's fine. So, I mean, it is showing 24, but 24 is too big. Maybe I'm thinking that this is the... Like, 8 is not the size, but, like, the radius or whatever. So we might have to divide that by 2. Or just say times 8 instead. So it's half. And just get rid of the minus vector 8 thing. So let's try that. That might be better. Yeah, see, that's what I want it to look like. Just kind of on the edges of the building. And then if we grab some iron here... Just place down some conveyors, it should look normal. Cool. So let's start placing down like bigger buildings like this guy. I need brick and iron. There's some brick down here. There we go. It just looks better that way. And then also if we place down like a really big building like the space elevator. Because that's one of the ones I... think looks stupid because like it's just the particles don't look right. So what do we need for that? All the stuff. Let me turn off hide chat. Steel 99. Give cobalt ingot. Give rotor. Processor 99. Okay. There we go. So now that's looking pretty good. Now I do have this set to -4 on the Z index, but I think that might be a little bit too high up. Because it seems like on some things it's just going above it. So let's set that to maybe like -8. Because I think with conveyors and stuff now, it needs to be a bit lower. Yeah, it still seems really high. I think it's still above whatever the space elevator bottom is. So let's go look at what that is. The base is at, oh yeah, -30, so... Let's just set this to like -40 then. There we go. Now it's underneath. And now let's just make sure it's all good for all these other ones. Conveyors are looking good. Furnaces are looking good. Cool. I think we're good with that then. So that should fix that issue with them being at spawn and stuff, so... yeah. I also want to see what the quantity is that it's calculating. So I'm just going to print the amount. Because normally it should be like 32. Okay, see, because it's 45, which is... it's quite a bit. Larger buildings do have more, but... like, how much did the space elevator put down? 271. So it is working, but the conveyor shouldn't be putting down 45. That's too many. So let's figure out, like, how we can recalculate that. So we're getting building size at length. So if we're at size 1, then that's going to be at a diagonal. So it's probably not what we want. We could just lower that to 16. And that'll probably be okay. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. I just don't want it to be an insane number of particles. Like, there's just no need for it. But then as we get with bigger buildings, it'll be fine, so... yeah. Alright. Well, there's that little bug fixed. I just wanted to kind of... make that behavior of the dust effect a little more reliable. So let's mark all that down. It's an issue where dust particles were stuck at spawn. Made it so dust particles will scale with building size. Quantity will scale with building size. Alright. So let's just keep working through stuff. What's another one in here? One thing that I've noticed is the fishing game. When you're fishing and like you do another fishing thing right after, it like retains the momentum for some reason. So if I go ahead and just fish up a guy here really quick. Right, so if I like fail or whatever, let's just do that. And I was over there on the edge and then I fish up another guy. You can see what it'll do. That one didn't do it, though. Weird. Maybe it's only if you're moving it, like, while you're actively fishing? Let's see. Or, like, you have to, like, rotate it really fast at the end. I'm gonna try and do that. Okay, we had a little bit of momentum there, not that much, though. Yeah, you can see my bobber moved, which is not supposed to happen. So we can fix that too. I think it's just not resetting that like rotation value, so it thinks that you're rotated or it's trying to like go to the spot it's supposed to be at, even though it's not supposed to. So let's just go fix that. So I'm pretty sure that's gonna be down in fishing minigame right here. Wherever that happens. So what it's doing here is the green zone will be lerping toward all this stuff. Green zone target position. And that's going to be meter rotation. So I think what's happening is that meter rotation's not getting reset, right? And same with last rotation, I'm pretty sure. We want to reset that. Both meter rotation and last rotation is 0. Whenever we start the minigame. So this is where we restart it right here. So I'm going to say last rotation and meter rotation is 0. And that should fix that issue. Let's go take a look. Let's go find another little guy. This guy. Whoa, whoa, oh, there's a bootfish. There's no way I'm gonna catch it. Well, we'll just check the momentum. Okay, so... yeah, let's go find a different guy then. This guy. Yeah, so I think we fixed that. It's just that we're not resetting our, like, rotation values after we catch a fish. So that should be good then. So let's mark that off as being fixed. Where fishing... the fishing minigame would retain momentum. Yeah. Also, I noticed something really weird with the attack slash, where it would like do some weird fading or something. It doesn't do it on single player, so I think it's a multiplayer issue where it's spawning it like multiple times. But it was really weird. I don't know what's up with this Steam Deck error now. Utils class not found. I don't know what's up with that. Let me go see if we can fix that. Because what I'm calling is running on Steam Deck, but it's screaming that there's no util thing. So I don't know what to do about that. I probably only really need to load that up or check once at the beginning instead of in the process event, so we can probably do that. Check the archivist's new video. Oh, I haven't seen that yet. Are the new skins from experimental version from anywhere? If yes, show a thumbs up or a thumbs down for no. You're not hearing the stream. The new skins. Yes. They are from a game from, I mean, it's pretty obvious which games they're from, I feel like. We're gonna probably also take another look at those today and fix them up, because they're a little janky. One thing I need to do is fix the UV for the idle animation, because it like, what's happening is that the legs go up into the body, and so it looks really weird. It like messes it all up, so we're also gonna take a look at that today. Hey, Desrazor, what's up? Welcome in. How's it going? So I need some kind of signal for when Steam is actually like established. I wonder how I'm gonna do that. I wonder if there is a signal for that. Like Steam started or something. Connected from blah, blah. I don't know if I need to wait for Steam to start or not, right? I have no idea. But I imagine it's like an asynchronous thing. Because this is what I do in here. I say, well, actually, I think I have this set up in here now. So it'll do, yeah, it initializes in here. But I do, where is it? I don't know. There's some spot where I run the callbacks first. Well, we can probably just run that in here. We'll see, though. The archivist didn't say where they were from. I sent a comment to let them know. Yeah. Do it up. So Steam Deck. Hopefully that'll fix that issue. One thing I also want to do for Steam Deck stuff is check if, like, the name of the device too, because I think sometimes this isn't always 100% reliable. Check if game is on Steam Deck. Because I think I can, like, check device name. I have to figure that out. Yeah, like all this stuff in here. check if game is on Steam Deck. Steam Deck device. It's all for the consumer. See the video? I did not see the video, no. I saw the last one of the experimental desert zone, if that's the one you're talking about. I don't know if you can hear me or not. But I've not checked out the new one, if that is one. So I'll have to check that out. The Archivist. I'm gonna sort by channel. Should be here somewhere. I'll just go find the link on Discord if I can't find it. YouTube is really weird about how it like does stuff. Because it'll show people that have like variations of the thing that you search before it actually shows the account. Just because if they have like one more subscriber or whatever. It's kind of stupid how it's all set up. Yeah, I don't know, it's dumb. YouTube. Oh, look at that. I know that I saw something about like reading the name of the device to know if it's a Steam Deck, but I don't remember how to do that now. Developer. Programming. Check if device is Steam Deck. Let me read this. I can check like board stuff, but that's not really what I want to do. I don't know what I'm going to do if I can't run this function, right? Because I don't know why it's complaining utils class cannot be found, because it's kind of problematic. I need that. Yeah, I mean, that's the function to do it, but... Because I just want, like, a backup, because if this function fails, I want to be able to be like, okay, well then just check if it's... if the name of it is Steam Deck, you know? I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Get out of here. Can't do it on my little Twitch thing. Cheap viewers on streamboo.com? Guys, remove the space. Totally go there. Don't go there. So what's up, Brian? How's it going? Welcome in. God, I'm just trying to find, like, somewhere where... I mean, I guess I could just, like, read out... I don't know. See, like, it's something like this, right? System info. Yeah, only way is through... I mean, I can look here. Steam Deck testing. SDK. I just need to know, like, if it's running or whatever. This is just using the SDK again. I mean, I guess this should be always fine. I guess it should never cause issues, right? They have a reference to Godot Steam there. Because the API is not something that's online dependent, at least some of the functions probably. So it's probably okay to just run this. But we have to do like a Steam initialize, but I think that's just for multiplayer stuff or online stuff. So hopefully just running this will be fine. I'm just gonna print a thing which is Steam Deck. And this will be a type bool. Because it's just, I don't want this throwing a million errors. Turns out you can be a mod in the Twitch app? Yeah. Yeah, I've never really watched streams from my phone, so I don't even know. I mean, occasionally I have, but... Okay, so what is it? Is it complaining still? Yeah, it's still complaining about it. I don't know why it's saying utils class not found. Right? I mean, because can I open the overlay and stuff? No, I just can't. So what's going on? Is it because I don't have Steam open or something? Embed callbacks. Did something get messed up? Probably have to... I mean, let's see. Or like maybe my reference, because don't you have to reference where the Steam thing is? Thought you did. But maybe not anymore. I thought there's somewhere where you had to specify where your Steam DLL was, but maybe I'm thinking about GameMaker. I probably am. Let me go take a look at Godot Steam documentation. Let's just go to getting started. GD native. You'd think it would just have it built in. It probably does. Yeah, see, this is what it's saying. Is that just for... What is GD native? Is GD native... I'm assuming that's not the... Okay, so it should be like this. Let's go take a look at where that is. So Godot, wherever the heck that is. Godot modules. Where even would that be in? Would that be in like my program files? And then Godot. Nope. Files 86. Godot. No. Okay. Upload is done. Let's go. Nice. From the unzipped Steamworks SDK into there. Okay, but where is that? What's my Godot directory? Where is my Godot directory? Is that in, Is that like percent app data? Because that's the only Godot directory I can think of. Yeah. And then where? Modules? But there's no such thing as modules. Okay. Well, now we gotta find this. Maybe it's in the folder that I actually have this thing in. But there's nothing in here, like it's just an exe, so... what do I do? Where is that folder? Let me go find the Godot folder. Yeah, that's annoying. This is just like the res path and all that stuff. Background loading. Dang it. I don't know where this is, so... Head into the Godot modules folder. Okay, where is that? Okay, so it's just saying clone the latest source. But this is like... I already have the version, so... Multiplayer appear. I don't know, guys. I can't find it. So... Let's just restart the project. Maybe it'll be fine. Does anybody know where the Godot folder is? Zip lines. I gotta play that. Whoa. I need to play this game again. Timberborn. It's pretty fun. Okay, let's try this again. I hope it's not screaming that there's no such thing as utilities. Can't take it anymore, guys. Let's see. Okay, it didn't complain this time, so I really have no idea what was going on. I guess we just need to restart the engine. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Thank you, Ryan, for the spin. Alright. Just get rid of that. Or not get rid of it, but yeah. Okay. Anyways, let's keep going down the list. I don't know how to check for if the device is a Steam Deck. This seems to be reliable, at least all the times that I've used it, so we're just gonna hope that that fixes it. Anyways, let's fix the attacking slash, because that's the next thing I want to do. Let's just load it up with 2 people and see what's happening here. But I'm pretty sure it's because it's like the effect is getting created twice or whatever. We'll figure that out, but yeah, let's load this up. Let's go to, let's see, manual, host, trailer, let's just host like a emptier save. That's why I have that one there. Connect. Now if I slash, is it creating multiple slashes? Let's see. It doesn't seem like it is. But it's hard to tell. That one's gonna be invisible. Let's give ourselves some length. Well, I don't see anything super weird, but let's just go look at the code of how the attack box works. So create attack box. Let's go find where that is, which should only be in one spot. So that happens right here, and I say, yeah, RPC ID 1. So that should only be called on the server. And then inside of here, I do all this stuff. I say add child, the box. And I do set that to true, so I'm assuming that I'm doing synchronizing it. Hey, Carver, thank you for the cheese time. What's up? Oh no. Let's go to the spawner table and see what's up with the attack box. No, I don't mention attack box anywhere. I don't think attack box handles the effect. Yeah. So it just must be somewhere in here where I actually do the attack. Add child slash, I think that's what I'm doing here. So, yeah, I think the issue is that, let's see here. If I'm calling this attack, this is tool action. I think this is going to call it for everybody. We're lurking, working on my logo. It's late midnight here. Yeah. Cool stuff, yeah. Welcome in. Hope that's going well. Like, I get the shadows on the chair. Yeah, it's just because I have it inside of the same scene in Godot, so it just kind of works. It's fun to have like the scene be like a 3D space that I can add stuff in, you know, because it all fits together. So it's kind of cool. Okay, so what happens in here is that tool action gets called. Tool action is basically just whenever somebody does something. So in the case of our weapon, it's going to call it. It's going to say create this slash effect, set the rotation and all that business. Right? Add it as a child. And that should be it here. Let me say play the attack sound. And only if we are the authority, that's where we send the request to create an attack box. So, I mean, that all should be okay. I don't know. Slash. I don't know why I was getting that bug. Actually, I think I know what's happening here, probably. Is that, the parameters here were not local to scene. I bet that's the issue. And so when one person was... If you had multiple people swinging at the same time, it would be changing the dissolve value of one of them. Or like, so it would change it for all of them. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. So I think it's not actually creating multiple, it's just a shader thing. So yeah. I think we can fix that. Hopefully that'll fix that. I'll mark that as being fixed because I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Alright, let's just keep working through the list. One other issue I noticed was that clients didn't seem to be playing the death animation for some reason. I don't know why. Let's restart the game and see. It's probably just like a weird RPC thing that's happening on death, so we'll figure it out. That or it's just overriding the animation somehow, which is another possibility. So let's go check that out. Localhost, connect it up. So when we kill this client over here, if we look at the server when it happens, you can see... Well, hold on, I gotta be able to see the guy. Yeah, you can see they take damage and they die on there, but they just don't on the server. So we gotta fix that. I also want to see if it's also the other way around, where we have, what if the server dies? Does that get played for the client, right? It does. So it's just it's a client to server issue. Let's see if it threw any RPC errors. Invalid packet, blah, blah, blah. That stuff isn't even real. Okay, I didn't do any RPC thing, so it's probably overriding the animation. Really enjoy your project. It's quite rare to see projects this big in Godot, at least on the internet. Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't see very many large Godot projects, because I think most people are just doing smaller stuff in Godot, but it's definitely, like, you can totally do big stuff like this. It works. So, of course, it comes down to like your own ability to keep things organized and structured, right? But yeah. Okay, so that's the server. This is the client. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's happening in the client or in the player script when they die. So has died. This is where they die. Death initiate. So right here is where everybody dies. So process server check. So this only processes on the server. It's gonna say death star is false. Death initiate is RPC. So it's gonna run this stuff. It's gonna close the inventory for the authority. It's gonna say has died, cutscene lock true, and then play animation. So I can probably just force this to be, because I can set like the time it plays for. If I set it to -1, it'll just go until the animation is done. So I can say the string reverse false and then the time is -1. That's just a custom function I made for playing animation stuff, because I was having issues with like the zip line and stuff overriding the animation. So I figured let's just add a way to like force this animation to happen before it starts doing the automatic animation stuff. So let's see if this fixes it now. It did not. So I'm not sure why. Because this should be calling for everybody. Death initiate. Let's just make sure it's printing out twice. Does cool eye patch stack? It does not, no. But I thought about that. I thought about, just as a joke, make it so that if you have 2 eye patches on, the whole screen goes black, but you do 4 times damage, so, you know, it's cool. But, so it's Yini, welcome in, how's it going? But I would worry about people picking up 2 and then being like, this is a bug that I'm going to report, when it's actually technically intentional, right? Okay, so let's see what happens when I kill this player. It should print twice in here. It does. So I know that the code is being ran on the server player, but I just wonder why it's not getting overwritten. Because has died also happens on server. I know it's playing the audio and stuff, and it should be playing the death animation. Unless I like change the name of the animation, but then it would throw an error in here when it plays, so I don't think I did. But let's just make sure. This is called death. Weird. I'll reply to you on Twitch. There you go. Internet just lab, exactly. I've been searching for big projects to learn how they structure their folders and codes. Yeah. Since then, I've only found like 2 videos on YouTube. One has been released recently, a video by Firebelly Games. Okay. Haven't heard of them. Firebelly Games. I'll take a look at that. But yeah, I think it's really interesting, like, about how to structure stuff like this. The system that's worked really well for me is like with data tables, because when you have this many items and buildings and stuff, it gets to a spot where you really need to keep track of this stuff in a more robust way. So I do everything with IDs, kind of like Minecraft, where like each block or item has an ID associated with it, because it allows me to do lots of good things. One of the big pros is that I can change data of that item and stuff without messing up people's saves. So let's say that like I want to change the stone item to be called rock or something, right? I can do that and it won't mess up the IDs or screw anything up. So I think that's what's been good with that system. You know, a lot of it has been just kind of trial and error too, of like figuring out what works and what doesn't. But yeah, keeping everything very like organized, you know, with stuff like that is good for sure. I'll have to look at the video from Firebelly and see what they have set up. But yeah, it's going pretty good. What about you? Yeah, I'm doing good. I did have computer troubles this morning. That's why we started so late. I installed a Windows update, but it corrupted my system files. Classic stuff. Love it when that happens with Windows. I can't remember the last time I've had a successful Windows update. It's probably been like years. At least with the feature updates. Usually the like little tiny bug fix ones are fine, but it's always the feature updates that screws everything up, so. I think the iPad should be not fully black, like 10%. Yeah, I could see that, yeah. Maybe I'll look into that. Are you using the built-in Godot multiplayer stuff? Yeah, so for multiplayer, I use all the base stuff, like the RPCs and the synchronizer and spawner nodes in Godot. Although I am using Godot Steam, specifically for Steam stuff, but the nice thing about that is I can still use the Godot multiplayer without causing issues, so yeah. Be cool if the eye patch there's a swap eye button. Yeah. It's more skill-based than just funny, yeah. I don't know how I would implement that, but it would be kind of cool, yeah. Sweet, yeah. Yeah, because what I did is I started making the multiplayer in Starground with the Godot multiplayer, and so, like, I really wanted to find a good solution to it. Because I didn't want to have to redo all my multiplayer code. I don't know what's up with this animation, because it's playing definitely on both. And it's running play animation death. So I'm not sure why it's not working. Is authority. I also see death up play, which is the death sound. Because I know that's playing. I don't know. Let's snooze that ad. I'll have to see, like, because obviously something's getting overridden back to the idle animation, and it's probably because if we go to the player script, maybe it's the ordering of when death initiate gets called. But we have died true, so like, if has died, right? So where does process server checks get called? Just right here. And then I do all the animation stuff way down when I do process movement. Wherever that happens. I'll just search for where I set it to idle. Because this is all inside of process movement. But I'm pretty sure that only happens on clients, so I don't know why it's would be doing it. And it's not throwing errors or anything, so that's definitely odd. Thought RPC is only for LAN games. It's not necessarily. You can still call RPCs with like a more server-based architecture. I'm not super careful about cheating stuff with Godot or with Starground, because honestly, Starground is like a co-op game. You don't really get much of an edge if you cheat. It's just like, okay, I'm not going to play with that guy anymore, right? If this was like a competitive game, then I would probably stray away from using so many RPCs, but, you know, it just depends on the type of game, really. But you can be careful with RPCs. A lot of the times when there's like a function that I want to be careful about, like for example with commands, I make sure that you can only run them if the server has enabled them. Stuff like this where we have the server, right, and then we have a client over here. What you can do with an RPC is like, it's basically, think of it as like sending like an HTTP request to a website, for example, right? Where this guy is going to send an RPC over here asking to do something. So it sends some data over with the request of what it wants to do. And then the server essentially sends back, it like verifies and says like, okay, I will let you do that thing. So that's something that I'll do a lot. Just like running an RPC through the server first to make sure that it can do whatever I want to do on the client. It's a good way to just make sure that like, you know, the client can't cheat and do weird things. It would be pretty easy with the current state of Starground to send malicious RPCs and, you know, to cheat, but it doesn't really matter. I think it's okay. Because Starground's not competitive. There's no PvP or anything. If one day I added PvP or something, then I'd probably clean up a lot of my RPCs and secure things, but yeah. Maybe we just make the eye patch a weapon part, so you just right-click to swap it. Yeah. That could be interesting. I don't know, we'll think about ways to do the eye patch thing, yeah. So what's up, Robbie? How's it going? Welcome in. So, I mean, this isn't even getting played, so I'm not really sure what's up here. Because I can print, like, the string here of what's being played. Right, so you can see it's just playing a bunch of idle animations right now. And then when we start moving around, it's walking. So if I kill this guy... It's still playing idle. But I'm pretty sure that's only for the server. Because if I go back into here and then I just say if is server, we make sure it's only printing what's being played on the server. So let's clear that out, and now let's see what's being played. So this is only for server stuff. So idle there, but then if I do kill... It seems like it's not running idle anymore in the server. So I don't know what's up, why he's not playing it. I'm gonna say if server... Thanks for the talk, gotta sleep now. Yeah, no problem at all. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Yeah. If you've ever got questions about multiplayer stuff, I'm happy to answer. I'm not like the authority on everything multiplayer in Godot, because there's probably a lot of things I'm doing that are bad and stupid, but, you know, I'm always happy to go over that kind of stuff. When am I getting dreads? I don't think I'm ever gonna get dreads. I think it would look weird on me. But I think my plan right now is to just grow the hair back out. Back to the length we had it before. And then maybe one day I go bald. But I don't know if I want to do that yet. We'll see. I'll have to think about that. Bald gang, yeah. I don't want to go bald quite yet. I gotta prepare for that one. So if server, and I need to check if this player is not. Player. How do I check if this player is the player? I guess I could just check the name. .2 int is not equal to 1. Okay, so this should now be printing only for Yeah, so this is only going to be printing out the current animation playing for the client on the server side. I know it's complicated, but yeah. So if I kill this player, it should just say death. Okay, it does play idle one more time after, so that's the issue. So we have to figure out why it's doing that. And that'll fix our issue. So where is it playing idle? Let's check all the places that we play the idle animation. It's the water pump treadmill. There's a lot of idle animations in the game, but specifically we're just looking for the player idle animation. I really only see the one right here on process movement, so... And that should only be calling from the client, because it's an RPC. That could be part of the issue. I'll look into that. If you're already answered, yeah, I will reply. Today. Hey, Settlix, welcome in. What's up? How's it going, guys? Give me 1 second. I have to reply to Oshik because Oshik doesn't have audio right now. There we go. Yeah, what's up? How's it going? Yeah, welcome in, everybody. We're having a bug fix kind of day. We're fixing bugs. We're getting there. Right now, there's this bug where if a player dies on the client, it doesn't like get updated. Like it doesn't play the death animation on the server. So I'm just trying to figure that out right now. I think I know what's up. It's for some reason it plays the idle animation again after the player dies. So I'm just kind of looking through the code to figure out where and why that's happening. But yeah. Spend the day in refactor hell. Yeah. I feel that. As much as it sucks, sometimes it's kind of important to do that, isn't it? Whoa! Thank you so much for the gifted sub. I appreciate it. I don't know why. I think it did 2 confettis, didn't it? I don't know why it did 2 confettis, but that's awesome. Thank you so much. It's awesome. Thank you very much, Medusa. I appreciate it. Kind of leaving for your raid only ended in the same stream, yeah. I'll be able to isolate it quickly, yeah. I'm close. I mean, I know where it's happening and stuff. I think I just need to figure something out here. So it's in process movement. That's where it's happening. Which process movement... Yeah, process movement only happens for the client. So none of this is happening on the server. So it's fine that that's an RPC. Yeah, we'll figure it out. So it was telling us about the local newscaster he has. Oh yeah. Man. So I cannot stand people being happy and bringing new life into the world and slice tongue. Yeah. Oh, you goobers. You guys have a little feud. Friendly banter. Okay, so I think what's happening is this is running... I think this is just running the animation. Time by default will be 0. So it's just overriding the animation, I would presume. So I think what I need to do is, I have that thing, it's like pause animation. So I think what's happening, I think I know what's happening now. Also, we have an ad starting. I apologize for that. But I think, like, okay, player dies. This is our server. This is the client. Boom, player dies. It sends that over, and it plays the animation on this frame. But then what's happening is that after that plays, it tells it to play idle again because it hasn't, like, updated that this is synced to that the players died. So I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. We've got a funny asynchronous issue, which is just constant with multiplayer. All right, I'll reply after. Well, yeah, now you don't have ads set, Alex. That's awesome. And what do you think? Do you think it's a feel-good story? Of somebody getting pregnant? I think it's a, I guess it's a feel-good story, yeah. Having kind of similar issues with the way I was trying to time things. It's like skipping animations entirely. Just, yeah. Animation stuff can be tricky sometimes. I always have a lot of issues with it, but... yeah, so I think that's what's happening here. It's just an RPC thing. So I think I'm just going to say... yeah, because pause animations doesn't... hey! Another raid. Welcome in, Bullion. What's up? Thank you so much for the raid. Oh, we're in the middle of ads. Hopefully you're not getting an ad right now. But thank you so much for the raid. What's up? We'll see. I hope everyone's ad-free. Yeah, how's it going? What were you up to today in your stream? If you can hear me. Okay. Well, that sucks. Wait until the ads are over. How am I gonna do this? I just need to cancel that RPC for playing the death animation. I mean, I can just say if the animation is a death animation, just force stop it, right? So if it's equal to death, then just return and stop the function call. We could try that. I'll say if main sprite is playing though. I think that's how you do it. Is playing? I hope. Let's see if that fixes it now. Yeah, so that has fixed it. And then if we respawn, let's make sure that we're normal. Okay. I think we're good. Alright, ads are over. Sorry everybody about that. That was bad timing. I apologize. I freaking hate ads, man. But welcome in. What are you up to? How was your stream today, Bullion? Thank you so much for the raid. Yeah, sorry that you raided straight into an ad, but yeah, just bad timing. I did not do it on purpose. There's no way I could have known. Yeah, classic ad luck. Gotta love it. But yeah, what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Okay, so I think I fixed the bug here. You can see when the client dies, it syncs on the server now. So basically, it was just a matter of saying, if we're in the middle of a death animation and you're sending another request to animate, just don't. And I think that's fine, because there's not really any other animations that happens with. It's just that one. So I think we're good. Yeah, so I think we'll be fine. Yeah, because that's the only time that that an animation should be like initiated from the server, so I think we'll be okay. Unless I just want to change how I actually play that animation. Oh, but that's not really the issue. It's just because, yeah, it'll be fine. That's gonna be the way to do it. Just working on my incremental space game, trying to get back in the swing after a crazy month. Yeah, no, I totally feel that. Yeah, sometimes it can be tricky to keep the train moving after after you have to take a break and stuff. I felt that a lot, like when I went on that trip in April for the solar eclipse. But... Okay, cool. Well, we got that fixed. This is my list of things right now. Let me move some things around so I don't accidentally show things I'm not supposed to show. Okay, we're good. Okay, so yeah, I think we have fixed the death animation bug, so put that in there. Cool. So yeah, these are some of the bugs that we found, like doing some multiplayer testing stuff. Some of these I have no idea what's happening, but we'll try and figure it all out. This is something I noticed, is that the fishing indicator has double text, so I'd like to fix that. I think I know why it's happening. But yeah, how's my game going? It's going good. I'm just today right now it's a bug fix kind of day. If we get a bunch of bugs fixed, we might get around to some dungeon content stuff, but we'll see. I can't say for sure. But yeah, it's going good though. Excuse me. All right. Let's, what bug do we want to fix next? Yeah, let's work on the fishing indicator one. So what that bug is that if I'm fishing, it doesn't matter where. I think, let's see, God true. So if I go ahead and catch a fish, you'll see that 2 indicators pop up after I successfully catch the fish. So let's just do this. And then you can see there's 2. There's one behind my top one, which is kind of an issue. So I need to fix that. So that happens on like fish, something in here. I think it's in cancel fishing. Let's create an item fish. Thought it was in here. I play sound pickup. Okay, that's when the fishing actually ends. I want to go to the moment before I do cancel fishing. The whole fishing thing was kind of a nightmare to get working on multiplayer. I'm not gonna lie, guys, but I got it worked out. But somewhere in here, I do I set the indicator, pickup indicator or whatever. Should be in the player. Yeah, right here. So I set the caught item ID, and stuff like that. I don't think it's syncing the size. No, it's syncing message with the size and stuff, so it should be okay in here. So I'm sending that to, yeah, show item indicator to the person that it's supposed to go to. So start reel happens, this is an RPC for both, for everybody when it gets called. So I think that's the issue. I just have to only send this if we're the authority, and I think that's literally it. Because otherwise it's just going to send it twice from other clients, and that's obviously bad. So let's take a look at this now. This should fix the issue, I believe. So if I pick up this fish... Yeah, so that looks good, and then we have to make sure it works on the client. So let's go fish up a fish here. This guy right here. And let's just see if this looks normal. And then did it create the indicator? Here, let's fish with the 2 players next to each other so I can see, like, if we can see each other's indicators. I don't think people need to see each other's stuff. Like, I think really only the person that catches the fish really needs to see the size and stuff, so let's see. Yeah, so it just shows the player holding the fish. Honestly, that's probably going to be the play, just so that if you're fishing next to each other, it doesn't get confusing. Because you might end up, like, seeing the... You don't want, like, each other's, like, fish pop-ups to overlap. It'll just look bad. So, I think that that's actually preferred. Let's see, your friend pops would be too much, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's still nice because you can see the fish that they got, but not the size, which I think is ideal in this case, so cool. So fishing indicator, double text, fixed. There were some issues with fences and stuff on multiplayer being weird, like not tiling properly. I haven't noticed that. It might be only if you have really bad lag. Because this is me placing it down as... Okay, this is the server, so that's not... But if I walk over here... Yeah, okay, so it's not even a lag thing, it's just... You can see it's all screwed up with, like, the tiling stuff, so we need to fix that. Figure out why that's happening. So it's all wacky. It's fine on the server. So what happens when we place it? So that one's there and it's fine on the client. But then if I place another on the server, it should update itself. Okay, so it's just not updating the other one for the person on the client. So I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. We can go to the fence code and fix that, I believe. Class name fence extends wall. So here, fence. When we place this down, what does it do? Okay, it's just gonna do all this stuff. We say connect signals. So, okay, when we first start, it's gonna say start checks for eye and rays, which is gonna check all the different directions. Force raycast update. If it's there, then say collider.setTexture. So this doesn't have anything to do with multiplayer stuff, so it should be fine, but it's not, apparently. Which is weird. So I'm not sure why that doesn't work on the client then. Because I place it. So I just placed the new one. That's going to say start checks. It's going to find that one to the left. Then I'm going to say collider.setTexture. And then in here, if inside tree, whatever, set it to, you know, the bits tile value. And set the frame to that. So I don't know why. And then if I break that, it resets it. So the signals and stuff are getting connected. Right. So I don't know why it's not working. It's a little weird. Because it's just not updating that other one for some reason. I don't know why. So if global.in-game, I mean, maybe that's false for some reason. It would be really weird if that was false, because that's not supposed to happen. But if that is false, then that's a big issue we've got to fix. So true. No, it's true on both, so that's not the issue. So start checks. It should find all the things. Ryan raise. I get the collider and I get the wall. I say collider.setTexture. And then in here I just say up collider, down left and right collider. Maybe the issue is that these aren't getting updated in here. Which is possible. It's probably what it is. Well, let's update it for that too. Because I do start checks. Set texture. But I say connect signals, so if inside tree, then I do the force raycast update anyways, right? So it should be updated by the time it gets to here. So I'm not sure why it would do that then. Should be colliding with 3, and this is on layer 3. I don't know. Because I'm just assuming that it's because the wall isn't, like, this isn't setting that one. I don't know why, though. Why it's not. It's really weird, because it works on the server just fine, as you can see. And it's confusing, because, like, this stuff isn't server linked. The visuals of this is purely, like, client side. So I don't know why it's, being stupid. I also noticed the same issue with the, other walls, too. Like with the pressure wall, we were getting issues with it not updating as well. So I'm not sure why that's not working either. So obviously there's something wrong with multiplayer stuff here. But if I give myself Cobalt Ingot, 99, and then I do Research all. Oh, that's a little weird. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't think that these are done. Okay, that's another bug we have to fix. Okay, so when I place these down, see, these don't tile up. Oh, wait, now it's tiling? Okay, this is weird. But if I do it from the server, does it tile or does it not? That's so weird. Sometimes it does. Right? It seems like, okay, it seems like when I do it from the server, it doesn't want to tile. Which is very strange. So obviously there's something going on with our wall script. With multiplayer. I mean, it should be calling ready just fine. I don't know. I don't see any errors in there. So I don't think it's any of that. For Iron Rays. Raycast update. It's just so weird that it's only on multiplayer, right? I don't know why. Because none of this is multiplayer linked. So the only thing I can think of is that it's like with like a position thing maybe. So honestly, maybe we just need to say like call deferred on this start checks thing. Maybe that'll fix our issue here. So this is our client. Nope, that didn't fix it. But what if we delay it even more, right? What if we say await get tree dot process frame, just to give it a frame to process. It's really weird. And sometimes it works. Like there, it updated that one for some reason. Which I have no idea how that worked. Wait, what? Okay, it updated that one, but that one didn't detect this one as existing. Which is what's really weird. This is so weird. Do I just need to await more frames? Like, let's just await a long delay just as a test. I don't know what's going on. Okay, well, in this case, we need to start seeing what it's finding and stuff, right? So, well, really what we need to do here is await a physics frame. Get tree dot physics frame. Of global end game. Out of curiosity, if I just disable that, right? I want to see what that does. Okay, okay. So it is something with the in-game thing, I think. Because see, now it's fine. And I didn't really do anything. Unless it was because I awaited a physics frame, but I doubt it. I mean, let's see. Oh. So it was awaiting a physics frame. Interesting. So I guess I just have to make sure that it's had a physics frame in order to process the new, like, physics shape. It seems fine on the server, but for some reason on the client, it takes a little bit longer to, like, update the physics. But now that we've done that, it seems like it's fine. So, really weird. I don't know why that's the case, but, I mean, it fixes our issue, though, so I'm not complaining. Yeah. I just don't know what is different between the server and the client. The only thing I could think of is like, because these buildings are all spawned in by the server. Because what happens is like, we got the server, and then it's like, boom, place the building on the server, and then the server tells the client over here that that building is placed. So maybe that process requires more setup time, or like requires at least a frame of a physics frame to update. Don't know why, but that does fix a lot of issues, which is good. Because that fixes our issue with the pressure wall tiling. I didn't know if they were related or not, but it looks like they definitely are, so. And then it also fixes our issue with the fences, so. I mean, it's fine. I don't know. It's weird, but waiting one physics frame it's basically imperceptible. You can't even tell that it's happening, so it's not a problem really, right? So it doesn't matter. It doesn't really incur any performance cost either. It's just wait a frame until it does the thing. So I mean, cool. All right. Well, that's nice to get that fixed, because I was like, that's 2 bugs in one, so that's cool. Yeah, really weird. No idea, but it works. Let's just put some more down and make sure we're like fully good here, but I'm pretty sure we are. Yeah, I don't see any tiling issues here, so I think we are set. All right, well, we can mark both of those bugs off now, so it's one with the fences where they don't connect properly, and then also with the pressure walls, right here. Boom. All right. Yeah, it's good that I'm going through multiplayer stuff, because I know there's a lot of bugs with multiplayer like this, just little minor things that I haven't noticed, so I think it's very good that we finally spent some time and did like a big multiplayer session, especially with this update coming up. It's going to be nice. Try placing a weapons table. Okay, I can do that. Oops, I always forget it's iron ingot. All right, weapons table. Tool bench. Is there any issue with this, or on your spawn? Where is spawn? It's over here. Seems to be fine. Oh. That's another bug that I've noticed that keeps happening is the, like the control nodes don't update their positions like this. I don't know why that's happening. I'm gonna look into that hopefully today. I have it written down, so. It's weird. It only happens sometimes, though. Oshi, can you hear me yet? Here, give me 1 second here. I'm gonna open up Notepad so we can communicate with Oshik. Was setting the position before I added the dust as a child. Can you read this fine? But thanks for noticing. Had issues with Godot's control node / UI stuff too, like a tooltip not properly updating. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I haven't usually had very many issues with it, but it's just that specifically for some reason. And it's only with multiplayer. Like, it doesn't happen on the server. If we look at the server, it never happens, right? Like, I can open this all day long, and it just won't happen. So I think it's something to do specifically with, like, the delay of multiplayer stuff. Because, you know, everything in multiplayer is asynchronous. Like, things have a delay, right? Like, it just happened there. So I don't know what's up with that. I think looking at this, you can tell there's, like, the flicker, where you can see the inventory starts in the middle, and then when the tool bench opens, it shifts down. So it's something with, like, the automatic control node stuff where, I don't know how, but somehow the tool bench just gets stuck in the middle. Because what should happen is that the middle should be the middle point between these two inventories, you know, where it snaps to the center. So I don't know what's happening with that bug, but we're gonna try and fix that. But let's look at some. I want to like do all the easy ones, you know. It's not filtered. I'm loading into the game. This is a scary bug because it's not even client multiplayer. That's just a bug I found. Okay, this was a bad bug. Landfill places multiple tiles on one tile for the clients. So what's happening with this one is I give myself land tiles. And then I go research our stuff. Alright, so now I can place land tiles. On the client, it's placing a bunch of tiles, even though it's only one. Right, you can see it happen. So we gotta fix that. I don't know why it's doing that. Try switching to the weapon while in the launcher animation. We can try that. So I switched to the weapon. Was something supposed to happen? I know you can't hear me though. Let's try switching it in here. You can see my weapon. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, so landfill. Let's go take a look at that, because that's a really weird bug. I don't know why that would be happening. So let's go up to player. So whenever we place something down in the game, what it does is inside of multiplayer setup, it kind of handles all the stuff with the items, and you know, this is getting rid of the items in there and all that business. That's just checking if it has our items. That's only if it's a conveyor. Then we say remove the amount. So what if we just disable that for a minute? I don't think the amount should get removed. Let's just make sure. Oh, in the launcher? I see what you mean. Seems okay. Oh, not in the UI? You mean just like in here? Yeah, in the middle of the launch sequence. Let's try it. I'm not seeing anything happen. So I'm not sure what it is. You can see me switch. Ooh. Okay. I might see what you're talking about now. That's not supposed to happen. I figured it out, yeah. Well, thank you for making note of that. Yeah, you're not supposed to be able to move when you're invisible, so let me put that down. Alright, well, thanks for letting me know. Okay, so I think I disabled the resource stuff. So now we can go in here and let's just see what happens when we put down the tiles. I just want to make sure that it is specifically an issue with like the server versus the client or whatever. Yeah, so it's not removing tiles from the client side, right? Well, I am hearing multiple tile places, if you listen to it. Yeah, so something's off. It's like definitely placing two tiles on the same spot, which is probably just happening on the server. Okay, so it's not an issue with the actual item removing. It's just the fact that it's doing two. So what do I need to do to fix that? So in here we're saying build object. This is doing all of this stuff and placing it down. Because really what we're doing is we're placing down a temporary building that's like a land tile, this thing. And then this is setting the modified tile and stuff. So it's something to do with that. I think the issue also gets worse if the game lags more. Like if I lower my FPS and then I do it, I think it'll be worse. Yeah, you can see all my tiles go away. So something to do with that. I don't know how it's able to send multiple requests like that. This land tile thing should not be syncing. I mean, let me just go make sure. Okay, we're good there. So what this is doing is it's getting the tile map, it's getting the position, and then it's saying set modified tile on the region with the tile position. So what that's going to do in here is do all this stuff. It's going to set the stuff. So it's probably just not detecting that another tile is there. Unless the issue is the latency between that tile getting placed and something else. So maybe we don't even want to wait for ready. But maybe we just want to wait for tree entered. Right? On that? Possibly. still getting lost tiles, aren't we? Yeah. Because we lost 2 right there. I just went... So... Why? I guess it doesn't really matter here where that happens. Do I even need to call ready on this? Probably not. Let's just call it there. I mean, set modified tile should do it immediately, right? And I'm waiting 3 physics frames here, which is odd. I don't think we should do that. So does it happen on the server at all? Nope, doesn't happen there. Does it still happen if I get rid of the wait for the physics process? Yeah, it still does. I don't know why it's... The only thing I can think of is why it's happening is we place down a land tile. It probably sends multiple RPCs because it's like this. Where on the server, it's like, okay, client, server. Client sends over like a bunch of RPCs in one frame. And then the server's like, okay, I'm going to place down one of them, but I'm going to place down all of them because it doesn't know that these tiles have been placed for like a frame. And so it thinks that it's still clear to place all of them at the same time. That's probably what's happening. But also what's weird is because I'm saying in here, right, I only do it if it's land or whatever, so maybe I just need to wait for it to like call back. I don't know. So it definitely won't place multiple tiles in the same spot, but I can still... The issue is that on the client, it can still request multiple buildings to be built. And so that's kind of the issue. One way to get around that is just to bypass this whole land tile thing and just run this if it is a land tile that's being built. And that's probably going to be the play. Because then I don't have to worry about like placing the buildings and all those issues that come with that, right? So maybe that's what we do. Where we go back to multiplayer setup in here. And then down here, just instead of creating the building. So build object. Right, so instead of this stuff, build data, inventory, remove amount, right? So I'll just say in here if I need to know the build data. Object.object or .id or whatever. How am I gonna know what the ID is? I think I can just say that is equal to Starground building land tile. Then we'll just do this stuff in here. Instead of like, because it's just the delay is the issue. Otherwise, we do all this stuff. And then we're passing in position, so let's do that. And let's just print in here to make sure it's working. This might crash the game. Let's see. Yeah, it did. We need to print out what build data has. Ooh, it is not happy. Okay. So what does build data have in it? It's printing all the quest stuff. Here, let's free that up. So I need to print that up there. Ah, my neck is sore. Skip that bug. Skip it again. Skip it again. Okay, what? Oh. Whoopsies. Let's try this again. Okay, so this is what we get. Building ID is what we need to look for. Okay. So let's see if this does what we expect now. What do you mean? Okay, I don't know why it's complaining that there's no such thing as building ID. Oh, it's capitalized. God dang it. Okay. This time's the charm, guys. Trust me. Okay, so now when we place these down, you can see it's doing it. But it's going to be better this time. So back into here, we don't need to do any of this other stuff. We just need to remove the items. Right? And I think this will fix our issue. And we don't need to do any of that stuff. What is that? If underground connection, yeah. All right, let's try this out. You guys ready? Let's see. Okay, so that's working just fine for the server. It's really fast. I guess it's because we don't have to wait on the instantiation. Oh, this thing is turbo fast. Okay, well that's actually a nice improvement because, yeah, I guess if we don't have to instantiate the tile building, it increases the performance at which we can actually build land tiles. Look how fast this thing is, man. Okay, yeah, that's like kind of nice actually. It's never usually a huge issue with conveyors and stuff, but yeah. Okay, well, cool. That's actually a good thing then that we did that probably. And then let's reconnect on the client and see if that fixes our problems now. Localhost. Hopefully it will, because I think the... Oh, what now? Oh, I'm gonna have to restart, I think. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure what happened is, it's just not, Oh, am I gonna have to check if these things actually exist or whatever? Maybe. But yeah, it's because now we don't have to create multiple objects that like wait to set modified tile. It's just either it just does it. It does it or it doesn't. That's our thing. So let's go to multiplayer. We'll start game. And then connect. Now, we might also have to check and like wait for the return call on that function, which should be fine, because since it's just it's an RPC, it should be okay. But I can just say, if that, then we do this. So it only works if we've actually successfully placed down a tile. But I guess that's the issue. If we call it as an RPC, it's just going to return void. So we can't actually check that. Well, let's see if what happens regardless. Might be okay now. Okay, got true. So this is on the client, research all. The research thing is a little weird. How you have to like click on it again. I don't know why that's like that. All right. No, it's still doing it, but that's fine because I expected that. We just need to do this. So, set modified tile. Yeah, I don't think I can return from an RPC. Right? Like, I can't say return, right? Return 1. Is that going to work? Well, I guess you can return as long as you're not calling it as an RPC. So if existing data, then say is land, otherwise is land is island. That's breaking it. That's not an issue, but the issue we're having is this one, placing it. Start regenerate. I have no idea what start regenerate is. But yeah, I don't know. It's right here. So what I want to do is make sure it only does set cells if like we can do it. I wonder what set cells is. Oh yeah, I think I know what that is. Okay, so we want to say if we have data there, and we're going to set it to is land. I just want to stop it. Like, if we're trying to put a tile on a tile that already exists, then just end. So if existing data, I think this is what we're going to do. If existing data is land is equal to what is land is, right? Then return. Otherwise, do that. And down here by default, we'll just return true. Just like that. Oops, not return true, return bool. Now that might cause some issues, we'll see. But if we go back into multiplayer setup now, back to where we say build object, and we call this function. Yeah, so RPC kind of overrides the return type. I guess what I can do, it's stupid, but just call it twice. I hate to do this, but we can call this and just say if that was successful on the server, then we do it again on all the clients. I mean, that would work. It's not ideal, but... got true. Let's just make sure this is still working in multiplayer. Yeah, I mean, it is working. Let's try this here now. Yes, that fixes the issue. Okay, well, I think that fixes the problem. I would like to optimize how we're doing this, though. Maybe what I can do is change set modified tile into, like, the check versus the actual effect of it being placed down. Possibly. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It works. I guess I can just say, like, is there a way to call this one just specifically not locally? Because then it doesn't matter. I can probably just do that in here of, like... oh, yeah, right. Build object. So instead of just running this as an RPC for me, for the server, then I can just say for in multiplayer dot peers, you know, get peers. And then I say run it for all of the other people, just not me. Like that. I mean, it'll work. Because I'm already calling it on the server, right? So now if we run this or check it, I place it on the server, it gets placed for everybody else, yeah. Just so I'm not running redundant code. Cool. Well, it seems to be working. Let me just test it a little bit more. So let's go place, like, a region that we know needs to be a certain size. So, like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do an 8 by 8. And then just make sure that the amount that we have left is what we expect. Okay, so we started with 99 and we built an 8 by 8, which is 64. Right? 8 times 8, 64. So 99 minus 64, we should be left with 35, which we are. So I think we're good. Let's do like a quick one. Let's do a 2 by 8. So 2 times 8 should be 16. 35 minus 16 is 19. Epic. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's also test at a really low frame rate. Yeah, I mean, we should be fine, because basically it won't do anything on the client. This is what I was talking about, that RPC stuff. Verifying against the server. Right? It won't take our items or do anything to us until we've verified on the server that that building can be put there. So, it's just good, because, I always want to make sure that this stuff stays synchronized with the server. So, yeah. Looks like we are A-okay. Alright, cool. Man, this max FPS thing I added was actually really helpful. Because it lets me test weirdness easier. Hey, Saiku, what's up? He still hates me. Played a game, Drew did better than my friend, and he got golden over 3. CS does hate you, dude. It's so not fair that I got frickin' gold nova, man. It doesn't make any sense. I want to make sure some of these resources are still spawning. I mean, technically the code and logic of the land tiles should not be any different at all. But I just want to make sure, because, I'm paranoid. Yeah, we're good. They're spawning in normal now. Okay. Land tile issue is fixed. I really wanted to fix that because it's kind of a big problem. So where was that one? Landfill, places multiple times, one tile for clients, fixed. Cool. Yeah, battery's still working underwater. That's just a very minor fix. I just have to go to battery. The battery code in here. And just fix it. So I'll just say if build has landed and is underwater is false. Otherwise, actually, let's do this. Yeah, there we go. So I'll just say power consumption generation is 0. So there was an issue where batteries were technically working on Tyria, although they were, showing that they were underwater. So I'm just gonna make sure that fix that. I used to play a ton of CS, was Legendary Eagle Master. Hey, you know, in Valorant, yeah. Oh, in Valorant, I'm Immortal, yeah. Never played Valorant, so I have no idea what the ranking is, but yeah. That's epic, though, yeah. Today's ranks global match will be... Yeah! The ranking in CS2 is crazy. Like, it's, really hard to get high ranks. So... It's kind of all weird now. Immortal's like 1 away from global. Okay, awesome. It's pretty sick. Let's continue his server. Okay. So here we are. Let's go to Tyria. And then I'm just gonna place some batteries down with some like power stuff and just make sure that it's what I'm expecting here. Just place the baby batteries because, yeah, so it should show like, hey, we're underwater. You know. Let's drop some of this crap in my inventory. So even though we're all connected and stuff, these should not be working. So if I go ahead and grab a solar panel, let's do that. Give processor. These should not be charging. Yeah. Good. But it is showing that we're generating. So let's also check the other way. Like, one thing I'm gonna need to check is like a temporary thing, right? So let's build the pressurized building really quick here. Just a little tiny one. Put a pump in there. Right, something like that. Not God. Alright, now we put the batteries inside of here. If we pressurize, they are working. But if we depressurize randomly, they should stop working and they shouldn't be generating power in here. Yeah. So they still just have their power retained in there, but they don't actually interact with the network anymore. They're not setting their generation and consumption values. So I think we're good on that. So batteries no longer work underwater, and then they resume as soon as the pressure is restored, because it makes sense. I mean, batteries are, you know, pretty electric focused. I think if they were underwater, that would be bad. So okay, cool. So let me mark that down. There's actually a lot of issues in here. Fix an issue where wall type buildings, fences, stone walls, and walls did not tile correctly on multiplayer. Snooze that ad. Fix an issue where the fishing catch text would show up multiple times, or would overlap multiple times. Fix an issue where the death animation for clients would not run on the host. It's a bunch of bugs you fix. Fix an issue where the attack/effect was messed up on multiplayer. Yeah, death animation, fishing indicator, fences, pressure walls, landfill, and then batteries. Where clients would consume multiple land tiles on multiplayer. It's an issue where batteries were still working underwater on Tyria. Alright, we're getting there. A lot of bugs. Death animation. Project Zombie for real, yeah. One thing I noticed is the resource room in the lab was spawning oil. Which, well, isn't that helpful, so let's go fix that. I think it's just a simple fix if we go to the special room resource one here. It's like, I think it's something with the tile set. Because these have a, if we go to paint, like a specific physics layer, which is physics layer 1. Because that's the one that's like marked as being, yeah. Let's go to the resources, because, let's see, resource spawner or whatever, resource constructor. Yeah, it's in here. So what was happening here? Because what we're checking for is that stuff. If we are colliding, then create an oil deposit, or only if we have a tile. So as long as we're not colliding with an object, where are we getting the tile and stuff, right? Tile map reference is going to be that. Get tile map at position. And then the tile. Oh, that's a bug. It's because what it's doing is it's grabbing the tile map of... Yeah. I wonder how it doesn't cause issues then. Well, I set override. I'm saying if override, then set it to that. So what is it doing? Because resource override is that. We're saying override is equal to resource override. And then we add it as a child and push it back. So then it shouldn't be doing anything weird, because it should say, oh, our override is that? Well then purposely add in one of those ones. Right, override.instantiate. And then do all the stuff down here. I mean, maybe it's happening and objects start regenerate, possibly. Because if we go to our resource node, object resource, what it's going to say in here is blah blah blah, all this stuff. Land resource. So new node. This is in regenerate, yeah. I am getting a tile map, which is going to be get tile map at position. So maybe the issue is that it's getting... Well, yeah, because I don't always get the tile map, right? Maybe I'm checking if this resource node is in a dungeon or something. Probably am. I don't reference Enceladus anymore, right? I mean, that one's fine. That one's okay. Loot chest, that one's okay. Because those are just like default regions. I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, it was specifically in the lab, so it's something to do with that. So we got an ad going on. I mean, I can run over to the lab in-game and just check it. And see, like, what the resources are doing and stuff, so let's do that. And then let's... Oops. Go to the lab. Also, something I've noticed is that if I... Whoa. I don't know where that's even happening. What is the object? It doesn't say. It's a rock. Okay, I need to fix that, I guess. Oh yeah, because not everything has like object data, so I think that's what happened when we went to the dungeon. Let's fix that. So only do that stuff if you actually have it. If building data dot has object size. All right. Let's retry that. Okay, let's load up the save. Enceladus. Uh-oh. Building data. I guess it's because it starts as null. So if building data try that. Let's go. Oh, what is up with my screen? What? That was weird. Got true. Let's go kill drug cap really quick. Let's go down to the lab. Now, I don't know which ones are gonna be the resource room, but it should be a square. It should be something like that. Okay, that's a loot room. And then there's this one, which was not. So I guess we're just gonna probably have to change the loot table for that room temporarily, just so we can actually get it. So we're gonna go to Enceladus, right? Decorations, chest, enemies. Here we go. Rooms. That's Enceladus 0, which yeah is using the same one. So let's just disable everything except the resource room. Only resource rooms, guys. Okay, ads are over, everybody, by the way. My apologies. Okay, let's go to Enceladus. Now should all be resource rooms. Every last one. Yes, they are. Alright. Kill this funny guy really quick. Okay. Now let's just start spawning them in and see what happens. Weird. Huh? So it's not even spawning oil. I don't know why that was happening then. It's really odd. I mean, none of these are spawning in oil. Oh, wait a minute. Except this one? Unless we just got really, random... No, it's spawning oil. What's happening here? So how come it's only spawning oil here? That doesn't seem to make any sense. Oh. That might be what's happening. I think what it's saying is that here, technically, it's closer to Tyria than it is to the first dungeon. And I think it's technically thinks that these resources are on Tyria. So like as we go to the right, you can see this radius extending from Tyria. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. Because yeah, this room should be like all oil. Well, that's not really an issue with just the special rooms then. But I think that's the only time I use get region. I mean, honestly, why not just do this in a better way, right? Because we have resource.dungeon ID, so I know what dungeon I'm supposed to be in. So let's just go back to our resource constructor and then do change it, right? If override, then do all that stuff. And then I can just force the object region. Because inside of our resource node, object resource, I'm pretty sure we have a variable up here that's our region. Yeah, region ID. So then I'm just going to force the region ID in here. So we're just going to say on creation, right? We already said dungeon ID, resource constructor. I'm going to say object dot region ID is equal to dungeon ID. All right. Give me 1 second. I need to make a call. Getting back, sorry about that. All right, so what we can do is just set the dungeon ID here, so object region ID. And then inside of our object resource, we just say, if we already have an ID, then use that one. Right, instead of doing this. So if not region ID, then we get a region ID. Otherwise, we should already have it set. So now if we go back into our game and we generate another one of these resource rooms, like this one over here, it should spawn in their stuff. Unless it doesn't. But I have it set. I might have to restart the game for it to take effect, but... Oh, but I'm also running get tile map at position, so that might be my issue. Which honestly, I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't say get at position. I should just say, because in ready, I say I get my region ID. So just say get tile map from ID, and pass in my region ID. Oh, there's also this, which is in group get region ID at position. I see. So I just need to see if I'm in the group of my region ID. That's probably what the issue is here. All right, that should fix it. Let's restart the game and check it really quick, but I think we're good. Also, hey, New Jank, what's going on? Welcome in. What's going on? Yeah, how is it? It's going good. I'm just, I'm doing a bug fixing today, fixing issues with Starground. but we're definitely getting there. I'm just fixing a problem right now with the resource spawning in the dungeon. Some of the resources were turning into oil, which is not supposed to happen because you can't mine oil directly, so... but I think I fixed it. I just need to go double check that I have, and then we should be good. Not much here, just hanging out, enjoying a Red Bull before I get to work. Nice, nice. Cool stuff. Yeah, I gotta say, you're, when I rated you, Wednesday, the terrain stuff was looking sick. I've been thinking about doing, like, terrain stuff, so I'm actually kind of interested in how you went about that. It looked like, to me, you were using, like, an image, maybe, or something like that. Because I saw, like, some images in your resource inspector, so is that sort of the way you're doing it? Like a height map with pixels? I don't know, just a guess, but no idea how you're doing it, yeah. Corvet's the displacement shader, okay. Yeah, height map with pixels, okay, cool. Yeah, because that's one of the ways I was thinking about, like, how I would do that, is like... Yeah, but then is one thing... So with your system, then, does that mean you can't do, like, floating islands and stuff? Since it's, like, one height map, it's, like, the terrain always stays connected, if I'm... Am I right in that assumption? Not that that's a bad thing, but... Yeah, just one of the constraints, I guess, of the way of doing it that way, right? So let's see if these spawn right. Yeah, we're gaming. Okay, well that bug's fixed. That was just a stupid little bug with the region stuff, but yeah, really these resources shouldn't be grabbing. Like, get closest region is kind of like really only for stuff in the automation zone. So yeah, unfortunately with height maps, you can't have overhangs or floating terrain. Yeah, I don't think that's a huge deal though. I guess that means like no caves and stuff, but you know, I think it's a pretty nice way of doing it though, really, because it really simplifies things. Like a height map, it's just if you want to increase terrain height, it's really easy because you just kind of add the image onto the pixels at that spot, so you can do like brushes and stuff. So no, I think it's a pretty cool system. You know, I think everything always has its like constraint, you know, but I don't think it really matters. Like, I have constraints in Starground and stuff. Like, I didn't do infinite terrain, but it's not really a huge deal, because I think it's always, like, it's just a matter of how you work around your constraints, right? Constraints don't always necessarily mean that, you know, you're limited. Exactly, this was just an advanced painting program that renders the data in 3D. Yeah, right? No, it's cool. But yeah, I think it's really cool. I've really been interested in procedural terrain stuff because it just looks so cool. Like, or not procedural, but modifiable terrain. I think it'd be really fun to mess around with that concept at some point. I imagine there's a lot of difficulties with that, like what happens when like a building is on a chunk of terrain. I imagine what you do is just check like what's the origin point of that building, and then offset its vertical position by the height of your height map, so that like stuff doesn't like start like overlapping into the terrain and stuff. But yeah, really cool stuff though. I think it's awesome systems like that. I love stuff like that because it's so simple in concept, but like it works so well, and I presume it probably runs really fast too, right? Because you don't have to do any like complicated like I mean, you might have to, like, some collision recalculating and stuff, but it should be pretty straightforward, though, because you have all of the info inside of your height map, right? So you just grab, like, what is the height, and then you can generate it really easy. Yeah, just sample the terrain height map, the position of the object, and raise lower it, yeah. Generating the collision, but not really even using it? Yeah, right? Yeah, I mean, you only need it, I guess, if you're adding in, like, animals or something, but yeah, it's cool stuff, though. I think it'd be really fun to implement that kind of system, just even as like a little fun side project thing, because I don't know, I'm a sucker for modifiable terrain. It's cool. Yeah, that's awesome stuff. It's looking really solid, so I'd keep it up. Yeah, farming games, like working on Starground's fun, but there's always the goblin deep seeded in my brain somewhere that's like, make a survival game or make a farming game, something like that. Because like just with a lot of crafting and I don't know, just it sounds really fun to do. One of these days I'll probably get around to it, maybe even just as a game jam. But yeah, it's hard to repress that goblin in my head. I have to keep telling him, not yet. We have to finish Starground first. But yeah. Because I love games like that, and I feel like building those kinds of games is really fun too. I'm sure there's challenges and stuff that come with that, but it does sound really fun to do. Game's looking dope too. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it, yeah. It's coming along. Just Google Godot vertex displacement. They have an old... Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, I'm curious to just look at that now, honestly. So just, yeah, vertex displacement with shaders. I imagine it's pretty simple, because it's just like modifying the vertex coordinates based off of the image, right? And let's see. Yeah, it's just saying vertex plus and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty easy. Yeah, you could even do, like, terrain generation this way, too, technically. It'd probably be way better to do that with an image, right? A noise image versus but yeah. Then you can shade it and stuff. Yeah, but this is cool. I'm glad it's not too big of a deal to convert, like, older shaders to, Oh, yeah, they even did, like, a normal. That's actually a good way of doing it, of, like, having a mip-mapped version of your noise texture and then apply the high-res one to your normal so it looks more detailed than it actually is, so you save on vertex count. It makes sense. Yeah, there's a cool old tutorial. Thanks for letting me know. I do want to check that out. Yeah, terrain stuff is cool. And farming games are cool. I do enjoy farming. Stardew Valley and stuff like that. Especially 3D ones. I mean, there hasn't been very many 3D farming games I've played. I mean, technically you could count Scrap Mechanic, but I don't think that counts. Because it's not really a farming game. There are farming elements, but yeah. Alright, so we fixed that bug. The funny bug where the resource room is messed up. We're getting there. You can see the finished list is almost the same size as the bug list, so we're getting there. There's still a lot of bugs in here, like player moving in the star launcher is kind of a weird bug, because that also happens in the like when they're spawning into the zone and stuff, so I've got to fix that. But we're definitely getting there. Lighting getting funny. What this has to do with is the Godot has like a limit on how many light nodes can exist. It's just kind of a constraint in their lighting engine, probably for performance. I know at some point they're going to be adding in deferred light rendering, I think, for 2D, which would completely fix that issue. But it's not here yet, so really my only solutions to this issue is making my own lighting engine or just dealing with it. So I don't know, we'll see. I mean, I could just do my own lighting stuff specifically for the lamps, because that's the only time it actually happens. You know, in the automation zone. I don't really want to, but it's possible. Yeah, there's a bunch of other things in here. Z-def stuff on the archway. I might take a look at that. We'll see. This is a problem where the challenge room, like its progress gets reset when you rejoin, so I need to fix that. This is another bug. There's just a whole bunch of bugs here. Ace had a really weird issue where the fish were offset. I have no idea how that even happens or what would cause that. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Also, babies. The animals are babies when you rejoin. I need to fix that. There's just a whole load of things I need to fix, man. And some corpses weren't going away. I think it's specifically the Tree of Wisdom corpse, because I don't think the Tree of Wisdom gets added to a dungeon group, which means he doesn't get cleared. So it should be a pretty easy fix, I think, because I can just say he's always going to be a child of a room. So I'm just going to say if room reference, which everybody should have. Room reference is not declared. That might only be inside of enemies. Yeah. Well, that's okay. I can just say if get parent is dungeon room, then I'll say, I'll have like a thing in here that's var region. Or I'll just say add to group, get parent dot, dungeon region. And that'll fix his corpse not getting cleared out. Let me go make sure that that's what it should be, though. Dungeon region. Yeah. Okay, so that'll fix that issue. Randomly offset 2, like, and it seemed like it changed when I reloaded an area. That's weird, yeah. I have no idea what would cause that. The only thing I think of is like some weird velocity thing that's like making them move into a position they're not supposed to be in. But otherwise, they should just be syncing their global position. Like if I go to the fish scene, it's just going to be syncing position right here always. So that's really weird, honestly. I have no idea why that would be happening. I think I will make a mod. Oh yeah, said Gary. Welcome to. With the new update, it's going to be way easier to make modded regions. It should be pretty easy, hopefully. I mean, it's not going to be easy. I'll make that obvious first and foremost, but, you know, it's never easy to add in a whole zone, regardless of whether it's a mod or not. So, but it should be possible. Yeah, famous last words. I'm pretty sure that's mostly fixed, so I'm just gonna put it in here. Probably fixed. Also, let's write this down in here. Fix an issue where oil resource nodes were spawning in the lab. Fix an issue where the Tree of Wisdom's corpse would remain between dungeons. Actually, I think I'll make a mod that adds buses to the game. They act like trains. That'd be crazy. Yeah. Do it up. Copy paste this, no changelog whenever you update. This is kind of a separate thing, but I've been just putting them in here. Usually what I'll do is I'll just have a big list in here in Obsidian of all the bugs and stuff I've fixed and the features I've added. And then I just copy and paste this into the Steam changelog. So, yeah. One that's placing land tiles. But yeah, it's usually works pretty well that way. Yeah, I mean, I have a board on here which you can copy and paste. If like I could copy and paste all these over and reformat them for the Steam changelog, but this was kind of just a temporary board because I found a bunch of bugs doing multiplayer stuff because we recorded some new footage for a new trailer for this update. And also just to have some more updated gameplay footage just for B-roll if we're going to do devlogs again. Which I've been thinking about. Yeah, not the Obsidian way. I think it's my preferred method. I mean, Kanban stuff is okay, but I just like having a big list. It's faster and easier. But yeah. And if you just like make sure you put all the changes and stuff in here as soon as you finish them, then it's easy to keep track. So I'm not going to be worrying about basically any quality of life stuff until I fix all the bugs, because those are more important. But we can fix the player icon on the minimap. I did notice that where multiplayer stuff, the minimap icons were not syncing. I don't know why, but we can probably take a look at that. Although I do have to end stream here in just a minute. I've got a steak dinner ready to go. Yeah, I do apologize for starting so late today, gamers, because my freaking Windows update, it corrupted everything, and I had to fix it. I had to build an installation media on this USB drive, and then I had to open that up, and I had to run SFC and, you know, fix my installation of Windows. This always happens with Windows updates. Every single time. Like, this little tiny ones are fine, but the big feature updates, I can never install them because they always fail. I don't know why. It's just Windows sucks sometimes, man. I like Windows, but I also hate Windows. It's a love-hate relationship. Sometimes Windows is the worst operating system ever. I've been able to make things run faster. Like, recently I disabled the stupid web stuff on my search box. You can create a key inside of the registry to disable it, so now I just see my actual files, which is cool. I also rebuilt my index, and that helps speed searches up a lot, so that's been nice. And I feel like I've been getting there. Computers run a little faster. I know, I definitely have been thinking about Linux stuff. It's just, it's gonna be a whole process to swap everything over. You know, that's kind of a big deal for me, but I'm thinking about it for sure. It'd be nice just to have like a Linux machine for maybe just streaming and stuff, you know, and then I don't know. I'm not really sure yet, but I'm definitely thinking about it. I just have to figure out like the way I'm gonna have stuff set up, you know. Oh, so Minimap is just not finding these nodes, which is funny. So that's probably why it's not working. Because I'm saying owner.getParent, screw that stuff. Just say global.world.getNode string ID. Let's see if that fixed it. It did not. So, okay, this is in the process event. So why is it not processing? I'm just gonna print IDs in here. It should be running every... Yeah, it is running. So we're looping through there. It's probably just because we need to restart everything. Let's do that. Should look into Power Toys for Windows. Yeah. They have a spotlight like search like Mac, and it's super nice. I'll have to check that out. Power Toys. I feel like I've heard of that before. But yeah, that's cool. I'll have to look into that because I mean, really the only thing, like, I don't even care that much about features. I just want speed. I want things to be nice and fast, right? I just want to disable all the crap that I never use. I know it's easier to do that with Linux. I know it's easy just to say, use Linux instead, but yeah. One of these days, I'll look at Linux. They told me about like 2 years ago, and I've used it ever since, yeah. I feel like I've heard about Power Toys before, so I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, Windows feels bogged down sometimes, yeah. It's just like, they don't give you the ability to disable stuff. Like, I don't know. With all the AI stuff on my computer, like the Copilot, I don't want that. I know Linux is better in that regard. I know. But, I don't know. I wish I could just make Windows what I want out of Windows, right? I just got to do some more research and figure it out, you know? I don't think I set up the server properly, did I? Oh, no, I did. Okay, we're good. Okay, so it's still not finding the player. It's in the process, so it should be in here. I guess maybe it's only not finding it for a frame, because if I print now icon.player, then I think it's fine. So I don't think I need to worry about that, because I think... Nope, it's just not. Okay, this is saying if active IDs doesn't have ID. Okay, then I say push back. So I think what I need to say is this. So first we're going to try and get the player. Var player is that. I don't have that up here or anything, right? Yeah. And then if player exists, then we do this stuff. All right. Slash chat. I can show you. The average goob. There you go. Shout out to the average goob for recommending cool stuff. We're just gonna make AI mandatory for new systems. Yeah. If that does happen, then I'm out. I'm out of the I'm done with Windows, because I won't stand for it. You know? If there's no workaround to it, then it's over. Then I will actually fully commit to moving to Windows, or to Linux, I mean. I'm not completely opposed to Linux. I've used it before and stuff. It's fine. I just... It's not the Linux is the problem. It's the just process of going to it and moving everything, you know? So... I don't know why my position stuff doesn't seem to be updating, unless it is. Oh, I fixed the minimap, guys. You can see it's working now. Okay, so what it was is just an issue with getting players, because it would happen once, and then if it couldn't find the player, it would be like, oh, the player doesn't exist, you know. Because it was, it probably just takes time for the name of the player to be updated or whatever to whatever the ID is of that peer. So it's fine. Now it works. It's gonna try and get it. If it finds it, then we set up all the stuff. Otherwise, we wait until it's actually valid. So let's also make sure that if we quit out as the client, that it stops all the minimap stuff, or that it deletes the player, which it does. So, guys, we're gaming. So let's go mark that as being fixed. All right. Well, that's a whole load of bugs fixed today. I do have to end stream because I have to go eat dinner. I'm sorry. But yeah. I definitely needed to spend one of these days just fixing multiplayer stuff, and, you know. And a lot of these fixes are really easy. It's just, they just happen, so. But yeah, thank you gamers for coming to the stream. I appreciate it. We're gonna go find somebody to raid. So let's do that. There's not a whole lot of people on right now actually doing game development. Jitspo is doing stuff. I don't know if I've raided Jitspo in a while. So we could rate them. But yeah, thank you gamers. This update will be out on the 16th with a bunch of bug fixes. And yeah, new dungeon content, a bunch of things. I'm gonna keep working on like content focused stuff too. I do want to add in maybe another dungeon room or two into the new dungeon, some more items and weapon parts, but yeah, we're gonna get to that. But I just wanted to spend at least one day going through as many bugs as I can get done, so yeah. But thank you gamers, I appreciate it. Look out for this update on the 16th. It's gonna come along with new key art, a new trailer, a whole bunch of things, so yeah. But thank you gamers, I'll see you tomorrow, and I promise I'll try as hard as I can to not be late. It's just because my stupid Windows update, it corrupted everything, so I was on track for an early stream. I was like, I'm gonna start like 2:50 and be early, and everyone's gonna... But no, yeah, everything went bad. All right, we're gonna go raid. Raiding Jitspo, working on digital paintball 2 dev and stuff. I don't know. I think that's their project. It looks like it's in C, which is crazy. So yeah, we're gonna go check it out. But thank you, gamers. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.